And the gorgeous field at Chancellor Stadium is our stage for the beginning of Season 2 of the VTUBER Football League, and an all-out ground and pound affair between the Aeterna Dusters and the Pecos River Trash Bandits. That outside linebacker, John Hins, definitely going to be a big part of keeping this Dusters attack contained. And on the other side, Walter Rivas. This secondary, I feel like, is kind of slept on for the Dusters, and we'll see if they can continue to prove themselves. But the most important question of all is what's going to happen this season. What tangled webs will be woven in this tempest? Well, there's only one way to find out as the Dusters take home field for the first time this season. Lester James leading the charge out of the tunnel. And the energy is past electric. Let's get you set up for the opening coin toss. Rookie quarterback Dan Orozco doing a little bit of mugging for the camera. The Dusters have won the toss. They will receive the first half kickoff. Let's get VTUBER Football League 2.0 underway. It's Dusters Bandits. Here we go. Booming kick away from Dale Leal. Will bounce out of the reach and into the end zone for a touchback. Dusters offense will start on their own 25-yard line, and a start for Dan Orozco, fresh into this environment. Starting out of the eye, they will get a quick handoff to Mills. Mills puts the body to DeCamp. He's going to get a couple more yards out of it. Luther Dillon fills the gap.
If you think a one-on-one tackle is going to bring Kevin Mills down, that's you got a lesson to learn out there.
Orozco will remain under center. It'll be a pitch outside for Kevin Mills. Kill tries to reverse direction, loses grip, and he's going to get a big chunk of yards lost.
Yeah, I like the idea of trying to get Mills out in the open there, but he didn't quite get the blocking from the wide receivers. He was looking, found himself surrounded by trash bandits.
Did you notice the number that hit him here? James Austin Cross making his presence known right out of the starting gate. 3rd and 13 for the Dusters. A deep drop back from Orozco for center. Shifts in the pocket, dials up long distance, and he's got Clifton Young at the midfield line.
Wow, I absolutely love the patience that you saw him working around the pocket, going through his reads, finding the right option down the field. Orozco finding the nice route toward the sideline, deep.
And that was composure out of the rookie quarterback there. Stood in the pocket, trusted the line to get the job done, and now they find themselves about a yard shy of midfield with a fresh set of downs. Dusters go to the eye, double tight end set on the line. They'll go to Charles Jacox, the fullback. Jacox spins free of a tackle, is across the 40, and another first down for the Dusters in quick succession.
This I formation 2 tight end set is something we're going to have to get used to. And I loved seeing on that reception there on the previous play was second string tight end Clifton Young, 36. We're going to see both of these tight ends get a fair amount of usage in this offense.
Speaking of which, you can see Clifton Young lined up at the bottom of your screen on this single back set. Mills will bounce to the outside. Going to get corralled out of bounds by John Lynn. And then I'll bring up second down. 2nd and 5 on the Bandits' 34-yard line. Orozco under center again. It's play action from Orozco. All kinds of time to make the throw just outside the reach of Mills and incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like a little miscommunication. Mills started to come back toward the ball, thinking that maybe something was happening in the backfield. Incomplete pass there.
They'll keep a similar formation here. They'll bring Young back into the equation. Mills to the outside. He'll make the catch across the 30 and down at the 27.
Yeah, I love seeing Kevin Mills work out in open space like that, finding some space. I like that they're doing so many dropbacks from under center, setting a tone of we're here to run the ball, but also respect what we have under center.
And they'll go back to the I formation. 1 wide out either side of the formation. Now on the Bandits' 26-yard line. A pitch outside to Mills. Bounces to the outside of it. Luther Dillon in pursuit. There's a stiff arm from Mills. Mills throws another one as he crosses the 10. And a grown man's first and goal.
Absolutely grinding this defense down, working sideline to sideline. I love to see Mills bounce this outside. Use some of that speed. Stiff arm. Turns up the field. Really great running.
Phenomenal work out of Mills. His agility, I think, is somewhat understated with him because we're used to seeing him demonstrate that kind of power. And now the result of it is a first and goal on the Bandits' 9. Orozco drops back from center. Quick pop and throw on the screen for Paul Johnson across the 5. Bulls forward. Dusters touchdown.
Wow, what a play. What a play to call there. Set him up. With a single back set, you find the outside there, the screen short, wide open. Let him use his legs. Paul Johnson.
Solid work from a guy we did not see much of from the Dusters last season, but he was part of this Dusters team. Lonnie Merritt lining up for the point after. Kick is on the way. It's off the left post. No good. Interesting situation there. Lonnie Merritt currently holding the regular season record for field goal length for 55. That one kind of curves on him. But the Dusters take a 6-0 lead with 8 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. And now we will see the Bandits offense on field for the first time ever, as they'll start from their own 23-yard line. Firth will go out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his formation. He'll hand off to Kuzenski right away. Kuzenski bounces out between the tackles, and he's going to bull through Charles Ingram down at the 20, well at the 21.
Kuzenski trying to show that Kevin Mills is not the only running back that likes to go and find contact. They're running right through the defense for a quick gain.
They'll move Firth under center. They'll pitch outside for Kuzenski. Kuzenski not able to make the line of scrimmage. Dwayne Harrell runs him down. Third and 3 for the Bandits on their own 30-yard line. Firth back under center. Short drop back, pops to the outside, gets the throw complete to Kuzenski across the 35, and is down at the 36 for a Bandits first down.
Yeah, that's a really good read there from Firth. He sees the defenders drop back, both finding the option of the wide receiver who's taken that throw route underneath, and he finds the running back outside.
Solid bit of work. That'll move the Bandits up to their own 37.5-yard line. Firth will remain under center. They'll bring a third wide receiver into the equation. Another short drop back, a shift for Firth. Dials up deep. Double coverage. What a catch from Kuzenski. And he may be out the door. And he is, in fact, touchdown Bandits. What a counter punch.
Wow. Yeah. Talk about stealing the air from the lungs of all the Aeterna Dusters fans in the stands here. What a throw, what a catch. Put it in the only place Kuzenski could go and get it. And Kuzenski showing the speed, showing the wheels.
Absolutely outstanding play here, and the Bandits not backing down from that opening haymaker. Dale Leal lining up for the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. Bandits lead 7-6.
I really didn't expect such an explosive start from Pecos River. That was a well-designed play that put the running back right between the safeties. It was perfect.
A lot of trust going into James Kuzenski to make that catch in double coverage. And I think that was a 72-yard touchdown strike. Puts the Bandits ahead by 8 points. And now we'll see if the Dusters respond from their own 24. Orozco drops back, shifts, throws to the far sideline for Nelson. Nelson will be out of bounds. It'll be a couple of yards, likely 2nd and 8 coming up. About 2nd, 8.5 here. Orozco under center once more. 2 wideouts left of the formation. Orozco drops back, pressure coming! Ball is away, and guess who's there? It's Austin Cross.
Pecos River's really putting a lot of faith in that defensive front. They're lining up in man, and they're pressing the coverage. They've only got one man back.
Get a load of this. So many Bandits on the line. Play action from Orozco. Shifts in the pocket. He's going to dial up deep now, and he's got Michael Cashin on a streak, and he's going to be brought down inside the 20. The Dusters have taken the gloves off.
I love the composure of the offensive line here. Orozco, again, stepping up in the pocket, finding the space that he needs, delivering a dart. And, I mean, that's the risk that you take if you're Pecos River crowding the line of scrimmage like that.
Proven all aspects of this offense need to be respected, and now the Dusters find themselves on the Bandits' 17-yard line. They'll keep that double tight end set. They'll hand off for Mills. Mills blasts up the middle, bodies his way through, and it'll be another 1st and goal on the feet of number 21.
The Trash Bandits are guessing at what's happening there. They drop back in the zone set, and they get punished on the run. There's so many threats to this Aeterna Dusters offense.
Now a 1st and goal for the Dusters on the 6. Triple tight end set on the line. Mills alone in the backfield. It's a play action from Orozco. He'll shift, throw near sideline, and he's just out of the reach of his intended target. I think that might have been Keith Locke.
Love to see the play action in the red zone there.
They'll bring 3 wide receivers in this time. Orozco under center once again. A throw on the screen to the outside. Looks like may have been a miscommunication on that one. It's an incomplete pass.
think left tackle Lester James tried to catch that ball.
I think he did take a shot at it. Roy Babb tried to pick up the loose change, and they'll go to that outside line again, and they'll go to Clifton Young like maybe 4 inches short.
Really working the corners with the tight ends there. Great stop from Pecos River.
Absolutely, forcing a chip shot field goal here from Lonnie Merritt. It's going to be off to the side. Kick is on the way, and it's good. Dusters now lead by a deuce with 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Everybody catch your breath here. My goodness.
It has been a hot start. They were as excited as we were to get them out here.
The energy has translated to the teams. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I can't even tell if they're looking forward to playing football or if these are just two teams that are looking forward to hitting somebody wearing a different color jersey than them for once.
It is a very different thing when you see the scrimmage portion of the season end and you start getting out there against some other competition. Things shift. It's a different dynamic.
It changes a lot of things. Bandits offense will start on their own 26 on the return from Alton Hawk. A little spread offense here. Firth dials up short, completes to Kuzensky down at about the 30, and I think that was Stephen Bradley on the tackle.
Yeah, well-disguised blitz there from Aeterna, and it ultimately leads to a short dump off.
Oh, get a load of this load on defense for the Dusters. It's a play action from Firth. Gutsy throw to the outside for Paul Hines, and he's got it! And I don't know if Dwayne Harrell is gonna catch him! Touchdown, Bandits!
I mean, the big play potential of Pecos River is absolutely astounding. Everyone bid on that play action. I bid on that play action. and all the way to the sideline is exactly where you find Paul Hines.
And that
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And that is the speed of Paul Hines, because Dwayne Harrell is not a slow man, and now the Bandits looking to go for 2. I formation loaded up on the front line. They'll hand off to Keith Valley, the fullback, and he'll get it.
Oh my goodness. I love the usage of the fullbacks so far. Both fullbacks in this one showing they're capable runners. Keith Valley finding the edge.
Absolutely outstanding. A 69-yard touchdown strike to Paul Hines. The 2-point conversion from Keith Valley. And the Bandits now lead 15-9 with less than 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Somebody's got to wake these defenses up. Either the offenses are just absolutely producing at a crazy level, or the defenses are a step slow.
It's going to be I'm starting to think what's going to happen in the latter portions of this game when the adrenaline starts to wear off. A big run broken to the outside by Mills. Mills is going to keep the legs churning. He's only got John Lane to beat on the outside, and he is going to do it.
This is madness.
What in the power shootout?
Yeah, the power. Look at this stiff arm. He says, "Get off me."
Oh, man. You got to feel like these are probably 2 of the more physical teams in the league, and they have been bottling this up for months, getting ready to turn it loose, and they absolutely have.
Pecos River offense hasn't even got their Gatorade yet, and they're getting ready to head back out on. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Well, this is actually a really good point to mention. Are these 2 offenses going to run themselves out of gas if they keep this tempo?
It may very well come down to who can make the first stop.
Alton Hawk will start the return from his own 5. A little bit of a collision there. He's down at the 25. And now we'll see if this back and forth is going to continue. 2 wideouts to the formation for Firth under center. Kuzensky alone in the backfield. A drop back. Screen on the outside for Hines. Hines with a burst of speed across the 40 and shoved out of bounds at the 39.
The acceleration of Paul Hines is remarkable. He turns, he catches this ball, addresses the defenders, and then absolutely bursts for 8 or 9 further than I thought he was going to get on that.
Absolutely. That was an outstanding run on the part of Paul Hines. Single back set again. They'll maintain the formation, will the Bandits. I'm seeing Nathan Warner lined up at that tight end position on the bottom. Pressure coming for Firth. He'll dial up over the middle, and he's going to connect to Ralph P. for the first time.
You know, big kudos to this Pecos River offensive line. We haven't really heard they brought 2 extra guys there, and there was not a finger landed on Firth. Really well done.
The offensive line doing the work, keeping this rookie quarterback protected. They'll move Firth back to the shotgun, 3rd wide receiver into the formation. Firth will have a short drop back, step up in the pocket, throws over the middle. Rough bit there, but Grant Kobos is going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, finding a nice safety outlet here on a play where pressure's coming. He steps right up into it and finds a safety net.
Kind of a smart move, it looked like, from the Bandits, packing the Dusters rushers to the inside, giving them no room to move out to try and get to Firth. They'll go out of the 30. Blitz. Firth gonna dial up, deflected down, and I think that was Jason Pearson on the deflection.
I love Oscar Firth's instincts here. He sees the blitz coming and he goes, okay, there's a chance I can go up over the top. Let me trust my guy and put the ball where he can go up and get it. Sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes it's not.
Absolutely. Minute 22 to go here in the first quarter. Oscar Firth drops back. He's going to throw near sideline, and not able to reel it in is Ralph P. He'll get a couple of yards out of it, but he'll be out of bounds before he can make the cut. Load up on the front line again for the Bandits. Firth under center, single back set. They're going to go to Kuzensky. Kuzensky with a smart run, bouncing it outside. Rob Iverson in pursuit, and he'll have him down to the 17. It's another first down for the Bandits.
Yeah, not finding the space he was looking for up the middle, just bounces it out to the outside. Great vision there from Kuzensky. This has been a very, very impressive offensive showing.
It's no doubt about that. 1st and 10 for the Bandits, now on the Dusters' 16-yard line. I formation, 2 wideouts on for Pecos River. Another drop back for Firth, looks over the middle, connects to Valley for a 1st and goal.
Yeah, Valley looks over, finds that back shoulder catch, turns into it, finds the space he's looking for. Really, really well done. You don't see those sort of hands out of a fullback all the time.
You absolutely do not. And it's a 1st and goal for the Bandits now on the Dusters 3. And look at this. Everybody on the line. It is going to be a street fight to the end. And Kuzensky finds the lane. Touchdown, Pecos River.
This offensive line showing the blocking that is on display. He didn't get touched. And they had everybody in the box. It was literally, you know what we're doing. We know what you're doing. Let's see who knocks the other one out. That's so beautiful.
And the spice level is not ceasing. Going for a 2-point conversion. They'll go to Valley again, and he finds his lane.
Oh, my goodness. And Kuzensky absolutely selling that one by running off to the right-hand side, looking like he's going to find the crease there, making that linebacker bite outside. It's just enough for the 2-point conversion.
And they are absolutely going blow for blow. Bandits now lead 27-16 as we have 1 second remaining in quarter number 1. I don't have the breath for this.
Well, who would? Who could?
The Bandits will get one more snap up for the end of the first, and it's going to be a wrangle down by John DeCamp. Finally, somebody gets to someone in the backfield.
Yeah, got to get some excitement going on the defensive side of the football for both the Trash Bandits and the Dusters.
And there's going to be another one right here. What a dive up the middle. I think that might have been Alfredo Harris that just found the gap and punished him.
Yeah, nobody blocked him, and Mills felt that one for certain.
Absolutely. Orozco under center here on 3rd and long. It's a play action. He'll shift, dial up, miscommunication again. And for the first time this game, we have a 3 and out.
Wow.
A football question redeemed from 0. Can you name the difference between Canadian and American football? I feel like this is leading up to something, but I can't quite tell. But for those wanting the actual answer, the field is longer, wider, and they have 13 men on the field instead of 11, and 3 downs instead of 4. 1st and 10 for the Bandits on the Dusters' 45-yard line, and now the Dusters' defense starting to kick in. Leo Boutel getting the tackle for loss.
Yeah, you start getting some side looks from the offense as they come onto the field again after you get ran down the field in 3 plays. Now that pressure starts to build up. Maybe
it absolutely does, but now Kuzensky's going to have a bounce to the outside. He'll pick up a 1st down, and it was, I believe, Charles Ingram there making the tackle.
The Dusters are really struggling to contain around the ends. It seems like they're having some difficulty with when Kuzensky can bounce it outside. They're not.
Maybe an unsuspected level of speed from this Pecos River team. They'll go 1st and 10, 4 wideouts to the formation. It'll be another handoff for Kuzensky, this time bouncing up the middle, and Arturo Lassiter stops him at the line.
There he is. Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of reason they bring him in, right? if you can be the run stopper, if you can be the defensive anchor, you're going to open a lot up for our defense.
Firth under pressure off the outside, and he's sacked. Rob Ivers, no, that's Dwayne Harrell. I'm sorry, the cornerback getting the sack.
Yeah, creeps in off the outside here, unblocked, able to find Oscar Firth unsuspecting in the backfield.
Backed up now to the Dusters' 39-yard line. 3rd down and 16 for the Bandits. Play action from Firth. No pressure, just over the hands and incomplete. Grant Kobos, the intended receiver.
Should be a long field goal attempt.
55 yards out for Dale Leal, the Aussie Rules football transfer. We'll see if he keeps some of the power in that boot. Kick is on the way, and it just sidles in.
Wow. Yeah, and with some distance left behind it, too. It wasn't a low clearance there.
Phenomenal boot, and that is going to give Pecos River a 10-point advantage here. 26-16 is the lead. I wasn't leading to anything. I just think it's funny how little known Canadian football is. It is, and honestly, Canadian football is fun. I love it. I think it's a really fun way to play the game. Charles Valenzuela.
I haven't seen too much of it myself.
It's delightful. Charles Valenzuela, a little bit of traffic here. Going to be down at the 31-yard line. Dusters will start out of the eye on their own 31. Look at the deep coverage here. You got to wonder if maybe, nope, they're going to close the distance on Mills, and they will corral him to the outside.
I'm surprised that they decided to run the ball to the outside there. You have 3-man defensive pressure on, and they're setting back up in it again.
Yeah, way
Very
deep coverage here. I formation on the line for the Dusters. They'll pitch outside for Mills. Mills has got a lead blocker in Jack Cox, and he'll bull his way across the 35, down to the 36, maybe the 37.
I mean, if you get beat in press coverage a couple times, all of a sudden press coverage doesn't sound so good anymore. And the reason that you back up defensively is to keep the ball in front of you. Keep, you can give them 5 or 6 yards as long as they're not going to go behind you for 66 yards.
And it looks like that screen pass out to Edward Nelson might have been just a hair short, and the Dusters go 3 and out again. Worrying signs from the veteran franchise. The boot from Yasso is to the outside. Alton Hawk on the return. He gets hit at the 31. Andrew Boutel making his presence felt, literally.
Absolutely. Maybe there's some fatigue. Maybe we saw the first quarter adrenaline is worn off a bit, and everyone's a little gassed.
Looks like it might be that way, and Kuzinski is undercut about 2 yards behind the line. It's Charles Ingram again. The secondary for the Dusters showing up.
You're right about this secondary for the Dusters being maybe a little overlooked considering the off-season additions.
Firth drops back from center, looks to the outside, completes a throw, and getting absolutely drilled is Troy Landrum, and he is clutching at his midsection.
That's not a guy you want to see. Obviously, you don't want to see anybody get hurt here, but Troy Landrum is kind of a key piece.
It absolutely is, and he will be taken off the field. I believe it's Orlando Bennett who will be coming in his place. Firth taking the snap back from the shotgun. Coming across the middle is Kuzinski. Kuzinski keeps the legs churning, and the Bandits move the chains.
Love the extra effort here. You don't stop at that sign of first contact. Turns, finds his target with the ball. Powers forward for the extra couple.
We are going to take just a brief moment here for a TV timeout. We got to run our first ad break of the night. Everybody take some room to breathe. You are watching week 1 of season 2 of the VTUBER Football League. Pecos River leading the Aeterna Dusters 26-16 in the second quarter. And we welcome you back to what I can only describe as a heavyweight slugfest between the Pecos River Trash Bandits and the Aeterna Dusters. Incomplete pass on that one. 2nd and 10 for the Bandits on their own 40-yard line. Firth out of the shotgun, shifts back, dials up, middle of the field, and he's going to have another first down. Ralph P. making the snag.
Yeah, we've seen him on a couple different receptions now. It looks like they're finding some opportunities in between the center of the field there, between the safeties and the linebackers. It feels like they've found a little bit of a pocket.
And this is something you really like to see, especially with a rookie quarterback, if he's able to throw to that intermediate part of the field between the linebackers and the safeties. Sidling balls in there, Firth under pressure, incomplete. Looks like Paul Hines tried to make a play on that one.
Yeah, since the start of the game, we've seen that pressure starting to increase. The offensive line showing a bit of wear and tear already.
2nd and 10, Firth looks for an option. Dwayne Harrell swats that one down.
Dwayne Harrell's been all over the place last year. Anywhere that he's been needed, there's been a nice play made.
Yeah, he has been, I think the appropriate term for him right now would be hungry. He is looking for action. Single back set now. Firth under center on 3rd and 10. Way drop back for Firth. Dials up for Paul Hines across the middle. He will not get away this time.
That's the sort of route you like to see from Paul Hines, where he's breaking across the field. Maybe the ball gets there a little bit late from Oscar Firth on that one, and that leads to the tackle short of the line to gain.
And it will be another field goal try here for Dale Leal. This one from 54 yards out. It has the distance and the angle. Bandits extend the lead, 29-16, 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half.
It takes a lot of weight off of the offense to know that they're able to get within the 50 and know that their special teams unit's going to be able to come onto the field no matter what and put some points on the board. We've seen that confidence shown so far from the Trash Bandits.
And something of a surprising development, it looks like, because the Bandits have been keeping the Dusters from scoring literally anything since that initial opening salvo. Valenzuela on the return once again. He won't get past the 20. A great tackle there from Donald Tadlock.
Yeah, great display of open field tackling, being able to make that stop without any assistance.
Dusters now out of the eye. 2 wide receivers set. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. A drop back from Orozco. Hits the rifle shot out to Mills, and he'll step out of bounds after a gain of might as well be 9.
Oof. I mean, inches from being able to take that one the distance, too, with the out of bounds there.
Absolutely. It'll be a pitch outside for Mills. Mills has got blockers with him, but he can't contain Luther Dillon. He'll move the chains, though. 1st down, Aeterna.
You like to see that from the safety, Luther Dillon, coming down, making a nice tackle. Mills knew where the line to gain was, got there, and on to the next.
On to the next, and the next will start at the 33, nearly the 34-yard line. Load up on the front lines for the Dusters. Orozco to Mills. Mills, patient running, looks for the block, steps out of a tackle, and he'll gain just a little bit shy of, I think that is about the 39-yard line. It will be 2nd and 3 now for the Dusters. And way back, Orozco under pressure, can't complete the throw to Mills. Only 2 guys on the line for the Bandits. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love seeing that sort of awareness from Orozco to step out, use that mobility. It's a shame he couldn't come up with the completion there, because that was a really...
Absolutely, and a pitch outside for Mills. This time Mills will have his blockers, and he'll be tackled at midfield. The Dusters moving the chains.
Yeah, Mills using that speed to make the defender commit to that outside pathway, and then just finds him in the spin cycle. Just pull it right back inside.
Kevin
for
Mills,
an extra couple yards.
Kevin Mills deceptively fast. He's at 6'1", 221 pounds, but he's got a surprising amount of quickness to him.
Yeah, a lot of burst.
We hit the 2-minute warning of the first half. Dusters about a yard shy of midfield. A short drop back for Orozco. Flush from the pocket. Daniel Orozco's going to go for a jog and slide to safety.
Yeah, I love seeing the awareness. He sees the space in the middle of the field. He knows what he can do with his legs. Daniel Orozco takes a 3-step drop and decides, I'll just do it myself. Finds the 1st down.
Maybe that opening kind of trading of blows on the offense has given a little bit of confidence. Up-tempo offense for the not for the Bandits, for the Dusters, and Mills is going to pick up about 2.
Yeah, keeping that aggressive rush-first mentality is the core of what this team does.
Yep, and they're keeping up the intensity. Orozco throws to the outside for Mills. Mills inside the 20, and the Bandits have a 1st down. 1 minute 5 to go in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Cruising through this 2-minute drill, working their way down the field as quickly as possible.
And since obviously, not everybody here is as familiar with football, explain the 2-minute drill here.
The 2-minute drill is about controlling the clock. It's about making sure that you have enough time to get down the field, score without leaving the other team an opportunity to do the same thing. So it's some combination of hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait is right. And Kevin Mills lowers the boomstick for the touchdown.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you see the agility where he bounces it outside, and then he's able to just power through. He was looking for contact at that line of scrimmage, and he said, okay, I guess I'll just take it out here where there's nobody. Really impressive.
The aggression level. The Dusters maintaining the aggression level. Extra point attempt here on the way from Lonnie Merritt is up and good. 6-point deficit now. Bandits lead 29-23 in the dying seconds of the first half.
What an offensive explosion for both of these teams in the first half. Obviously, a lot of positive things happening for both of these offenses. I think when the defenses get into the locker room, they're going to have to come up with a new game plan because both sides struggling to contain the rush and the passing threats.
I got the feeling both of these defenses are going to be catching an earful from the offense from having to be on the field for so long. Berth now out from under center on 1st and 10. All kinds of time. Dials up deep, and he's got Ralph P on a jog.
I mean, that's how you open up a 2-minute drill sort of drive right there. Get yourself in scoring position from the rip. Obviously, lined up under center, that gets the bite from the linebacker staying down low. Finds some nice coverage deep between the safety and the corner. Who was that on the reception?
That was Ralph P, number 13, the second-string wideout.
Super involved in this early first half game plan.
Phenomenal stuff. Now 1st and 10. Kuzensky slips a couple of tackles, lowers the shoulder. And with 15 seconds and counting left in the first half, we'll see if the Bandits will go with the same up-tempo, and they will call a timeout, in fact. No, it'll be a timeout for the Dusters. My mistake. Berth now back from center. Looks to his outside for Kuzensky. Gets the 1st and goal, and he's just a hair out from the goal line.
And, of course, Kuzensky finding the sideline there will stop the clock at 7 seconds.
Correct. 7 seconds now on the clock. Bandits on the 1-yard line. It'll be a handoff for Kuzensky. Kuzensky gets stuffed. Andrew Boutel slams the door on him. And that will take us to the end of the first half. Bandits lead 29-23 in a heavyweight slugfest.
I mean, Pecos Rivers, 290 passing yards in the first half is bonkers. That's a bonkers number.
Yeah, safe to say this team is absolutely unleashing right now.
Yeah, Oscar Firth looking fantastic out there. Obviously, a bunch of completions, 2 touchdowns in the first, finding Ralph P., finding Paul Hines, using the speed that offense has to punish this Dusters defense. Not seeing the pressure that we thought we would see maybe from the pass rush crew of the Aeterna Dusters, especially after adding Arturo Lassiter.
Absolutely. The boys from Texas doing an excellent job corralling this rampaging Bronco that is the Aeterna Dusters. Cyan, you described it perfectly. Neither team is willing to put the gloves back on at this point. What were the estimates of the score at the end of the game before game 24-10? Yeah, no, that is well and truly out the window at this point. Under pressure, and Traverse gets bowled. Michael Moyer, the nose tackle with the sack.
That's the sort of pressure they need to counterbalance the Lassiter push. You know, if you're able to assign offensively 2 guys to Lassiter on every snap, you've got to find that aggression somewhere else defensively. From the nose tackle is a great spot to start.
And it's going to be the main head of that 5-headed Aeterna Dusters monster, Michael Moyer, doing the dirty work. And 2nd and 14, and they're probably going to maybe lose a half a yard on this one to the outside. 3rd down, 13 yards to go. Firth under center, 3 wideouts to the formation. All kinds of time, never mind. Hello. And that is, guess who? Arturo Lassiter, his first sack as a Duster.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Arturo Lassiter's power, but we don't talk about how great he is at shedding blockers and getting to the quarterback with speed. That's exactly the sort of start this defense needed to sort of regain that confidence after halftime.
And no surprise to me anyway, it comes from the veteran leadership. Michael Moyer, been with this Dusters team since the very beginning. Spinning out of a tackle is Charles Valenzuela down at the 41-yard line of the Bandits. But yeah, Moyer, been with this team since the beginning. Arturo Lassiter having Oshie Bowl experience. The veteran guys are stepping up with both of these defenses needing something.
Leading by example.
Exactly, and now Kevin Mills will bounce his way to the outside, puts the stiff arm to John Wynn, and the Dusters retaliate!
Oh, John Wynn, you poor man. I mean, you see the patience. You see him bounce it to the outside. And, I mean, if you're going to come and try to tackle Kevin Mills around his shoulders, he's going to stiff arm you into the floor. And that's just the way that it goes. He's just so strong.
He is absolutely going to disregard your entire existence just like he did there. Lonnie Merritt on the point after, up and good. Dusters back in front, 30-29.
Wow. I mean, where is this offense coming from? Both of these teams had question marks as to how effective they were going to be offensively. And they've shown nothing but prowess the entire stretch of this game.
This is, I'm starting to feel like this has just been a case of two teams that have been looking for an excuse to hit somebody in the mouth. And they are both taking full advantage. This is old school, beat the brakes off each other football. Firth back from center on 1st and 10. He'll get the throw outside to Grant Cobos. And they'll be down at about the 36, maybe the 37.
Yeah, Grant Cobos has been very involved in this passing game as well. Oscar Firth is doing a fantastic job spreading the ball around.
Absolutely outstanding work, and Kuzinski goes nowhere fast. And it's Stephen Bradley with the tackle for loss. Third down and 8, backed up to their own 34. Firth out of the shotgun, shifts in the pocket, looks for options downfield, finally finds a man to dial up to. He's got Ralph P. at midfield, and the Bandits have a first down. That had a feeling of being a potentially dangerous situation.
It looked a little dangerous, and I think that the way that ended up being completed is what we call schoolyard football, which is just like, okay, the play that we just did didn't work, and I've still got the ball in my hands. Get open, and that's exactly what we saw there. P doing a nice job finding some space for Firth to deliver them.
1st and 10 on the Dusters' 47-yard line. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kuzinski out of the backfield. Boutel in hot pursuit. And Jason Pearson going to slam the door.
Yeah, Boutel was in the backfield as the ball was being handed off. So it really goes to show how fast Kuzinski is.
Yep, gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 for the Bandits. No drop back for Firth. Thrown over the middle. Almost picked off by Dwayne Harrell.
Yeah, I think there was some indecision there from Firth where he stepped forward thinking maybe he was going to have to do something with it himself, and then a last-second decision to dump the ball off. Inaccurate.
3rd down and 3 now. Firth dialing over the middle, makes the connection to James Kuzinski, and no, it's Paul Hines. My mistake, and it's just enough to get the Bandits another first down.
That's my favorite Paul Hines route. These under routes that they're running where they're breaking him across the formation, it's going to get him open a lot because he's just so fast.
And especially with the way that the Bandits have been dialing up deep as much as they have, it kind of forces the defense to back off. And now they're kind of trying to punish them for backing off. Lloyd Vidna making the tackle, about a gain of 1 maybe for Kuzinski.
Yeah, this offense has done a great job of varying the depths and the aggressiveness of each play. They've found a lot of different targets. They're working the run, the pass. It's really sort of textbook stuff. It's exactly what you're looking for as an offensive coordinator. Maybe not so much on that down.
Maybe not what Orlando Bennett was looking for on that one. He was very quickly run down. No gain on this one. 3rd and 8. Walter Rivas making the tackle. And look at this defensive look here for the Dusters. Firth out of the shotgun here on 3rd and 8. Pressure coming. Firth dials up over the middle again. And he's going to have Orlando Bennett for the score.
Absolutely unbelievable. You see this set where the Dusters bring pressure off the edges, and it leaves one safety back in the center deep. And you see Oscar Firth, again, hit that intermediate area between the linebackers and the safeties. A perfectly placed ball ends in a touchdown.
And another 2-point conversion attempt for the Bandits. Going to try and make this a 7-point lead. They'll go to James Kuzinski. Kuzinski bounces outside, will not find the angle. Rob Iverson stuffs the effort.
Yeah, Iverson kept up with him stride for stride there and said, "You're going to have to go through me to get into the end zone here." And then happened.
Dick is away. Charles Valenzuela starting the return for the Dusters. Gets across the 25, maybe down to the 27. That was a big hit that just got laid on him.
That's a big hit. Yeah, you could hear that impact from the booth.
5 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bandits leading by 5. 35-30 is your score. And oh my, what in the world was that play? Hello, Alfredo Harris with the sack.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a delay on the handoff here, and just read the play particularly well. Nobody touched him, found his way to the backfield.
Whew. Alfredo Harris executing that play al dente. It's going to be a 2-yard loss for the Dusters. I formation now. They'll go to Charles Jacox, the fullback. Jacox makes up a good amount of distance. This will be a 3rd and short for the Dusters coming up.
What do you dial up here if you're the Dusters on 3rd and short, this defense, the way they've been playing?
I'm thinking play action, maybe get an option open for Nelson or Clifton Young. They've had talent in the past. And it will be a screen to the outside to Ralph Warner. Hey, it gets the job done. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and it was a great sell, bringing both of the tight ends in here. The big package comes onto the field, and you step back and you deliver a quick screen to the outside to punish that defense. Almost an errant throw. That there was some pressure on that pass, but got it there in time. First down.
Phenomenal work there, and especially considering the catching ability of the tight ends with this Dusters squad. It kind of makes you wonder. Hold that thought. Bruce DeCamp gets back there for Orozco.
Let's see where DeCamp comes off of here. Oh yeah, just untouched off the outside, a little delayed blitz disguise, really well executed. Finds the blind side of Daniel Orozco.
Absolutely, and I was saying, I wonder if these tight ends with their catching ability kind of maybe would sell those a little bit more than they normally would. Looking for Charles Jacox out of the backfield. The ball is swatted down. I think that might have been Henry Lawson on the deflection. It looks
so, yeah, to play back up the field. He committed to a bit of a rush there and then found his way back. Saw the ball coming out and knew where it was headed.
Dusters out of the eye, 3rd down and 16. A play action from Orozco. Time to get the throw to the outside for Jacox, and Chuck Cox is going for a jog.
I love all the utilization here, and they've really utilized Kevin Miller's great decoy on this drive so far. They set up in these sets that you expect the ball to end up in Kevin Mills' hands, and then the fullback just floats out into the flat, finding all the room he needs to score another first down.
And it is a very different animal when you are dealing with somebody receiving the ball that is 6'4", 240, like Charles Jacox is.
Talk about not fun to tackle.
Absolutely not. Big time contested play there. Swatted down. I think that might have been, it was Walton making the deflection. No, it was a couple of guys involved there. Omar Heron making first contact.
Yeah, some heavy traffic to try to navigate that ball through there from Orozco.
Orozco now under center. 2nd down and 10 on the Bandits' 48-yard line. Orozco with all kinds of time will check down for Mills, and he'll be down at the Bandits' 45.
Yeah, with that deep drop, he was looking long, but he must not have seen what he was liked what he was seeing out there, and decided to check it down to Mills instead, which is always a great option.
Surprising veteran ability out of this rookie so far as we go 3rd down and 6. Orozco on play action, dials up to the outside, and he's got Ed Nelson for the first time.
Yeah, Nelson here makes a great catch. This is a play where the ball could have gone long if Nelson doesn't play it the right way, because Orozco's throwing to that outside shoulder. And if Nelson doesn't pick up his stride and find it on the outside there, in the only place the defense can't get to it, it could have been a really bad situation.
Absolutely could be. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. 5-point lead for the Bandits. Kevin Mills to the outside. He's got a blocker in Paul Johnson, and it's a 1st and goal. Look at the wideout clear in the way.
Yeah, you love to see blocking like that from a guy lined up outside. I mean, and here's the thing. This is a run designed up the middle that he patiently waits for, finds the space on the outside. Johnson there putting one guy in the dirt and finding a second one and saying, "You want some too?" Great blocking.
The grit going all the way through this Dusters roster is absolutely incredible. 1st and goal now on the Dusters 4. Throw to the outside for Johnson, and Johnson's hard work will pay off. Touchdown, Dusters.
Hey, you can tell Coach liked what he saw in that last play. He's like, all right, we're going to dial one. He's out there working. Let's get him some points on.
Showing a little love to the 3rd string wide receiver, Paul Johnson, and a 2-point conversion upcoming. for the Dusters, trying to make this a 3-point lead. And it will be a handoff for Mills all day and half the night. Dusters lead 38-35.
Yeah, Mills strolls in there untouched. I mean, we both totally had 38-35 on our scorecards before the game, right? Totally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, totally going to plan. Absolutely. Anyway. I have to admit, just seeing this scorecard from the Dusters and the Bandits, it's making me a little terrified of that Sea Raptors Armada game later in the night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think about what my prediction for those games, that game in particular, I have no idea. Everything I knew was
blast from Kuzenski up the middle, and he'll pick up a first down.
Yeah, the more of that burst. It seems like when he's running up and down the field, when he's making it less so laterally, but there's a hard-nosed energy to the way Kuzinski handles running down the field between the hash marks.
Absolutely outstanding. Cyan in the chat, I forgot, this is game 1 of the season. Yeah, you would never know it. These guys are playing like their lives are on the line. Play action from Firth on 1st and 10. Catches over the middle. He gets to Ralph P. in that interior again.
Did you see the athleticism of Firth there? I mean, he looked as though he was going to tuck, and he pulls up at the last possible second.
That was,
a cannon over the middle. An absolute cannon.
To quote the great football commentator Gus Johnson, cold-blooded.
Absolutely cold-blooded.
We hit the end of the 3rd quarter. Dusters leading 38-35. The Young Guns, the Pecos River Trash Bandits, going blow for blow with the toughest team in the VTFL. Firth across the middle looking for Paul Hines. Paul Hines puts the shoulder down.
Yeah, using some of that speed and that momentum to his advantage to slip the tackle attempt there, find some extra yardage.
8-yard pickup for the Bandits. 2nd and 2 now on the Dusters 25. Firth looks for options. He'll dial up right for the middle for Grant Kobos. And just like we were saying in the preseason, this is the guy that's going to burn you.
Yeah, Kobos, great in blocking schemes, but even better when he can find his role into the passing.
1st and 10 now. Firth out of the shotgun. He'll go play action. Ball will fall incomplete. Not sure who his intended target was.
Yeah, maybe a little miscommunication, was looking for a comeback route that thought they were on a fly or something of that nature.
They'll bring 3 wide receivers in. Firth out from under center again. 2nd and 10 on the Dusters 22. A deep drop back for Firth. Firth dials up, looking end zone, and he's got him. Touchdown!
Oh my goodness. What a throw. I mean, just full confidence, finds the space in the pocket, steps up, and delivers the ball up high and says, go get it, my guy. This one's for you.
And Ralph P. in double, might as well have been triple coverage, climbing the ladder to go get it. Extra point after from Dale Leal is good. Bandits back in front.
I mean, the resilience of both of these offenses to keep coming out, drive over drive, and score the way that they have is remarkable.
This can't be sustainable, right? Somebody has got to break at some point.
You know, and it might be the team that breaks first. This is just a marathon. This is one of us is gonna fall over, and it ain't gonna be me.
Absolutely. This is absolutely bonkers stuff. As we come into the 4th quarter, Kevin Mill. No, wait, hold on. That's Charleston Cox with a 9-yard pickup the hard way.
Yeah, showing some of that patience himself, avoiding the first gap and finding the space that he needed. You love seeing the utilization of Charles Cox in that particular way. He's all over the field.
9-yard pickup, bull in the shoulder, forward is Mills. Not quite enough to get the job done to Camp. Gets just enough of him to make the stop. 3rd down and less than a yard. I formation for the Dusters. Triple tight end set on the line. Short drop back for Orozco, and he has got Chuck Cox again. Boy, you are too big to be moving like that.
I mean, and there's just no respect being paid to the position that he's playing in the offense right now. He's an impact player in this app, and you've got to put a body on it. We're not seeing the pressure being developed that maybe we were hoping for the Cross brothers, and that means that your man defense has to be so much sharper when you can't get your pressure.
I mean, I don't think we've seen the defensive presence from anybody so far. This has been all offense all the time in the world for Dan Orozco to connect to Ralph Warner.
Yeah, I like the decision making there from Warner, you know, using that speed, shielding the ball with his body.
Just putting himself inside of the defender. Now they're going to go to Jacox again, and this time Jacox is going to go nowhere. Austin Cross making the tackle.
That's the sort of run stop that they need a bit more of in this one. Mills and Jacox have done kind of whatever they wanted out of the backfield.
They have had free reign, and now we go double tight end set on the line. Play action from Orozco. Steps up in the pocket, connects to Edward Nelson, and he's across the 25. I'm starting to lose my words here. My God.
I mean, with the depth that both of these teams are showing, where they're spreading the ball around to pieces that maybe we didn't even consider to be impact pieces before this game. But when you get into a shootout like this, everybody is performing.
That is the beauty of week one of a new season. Everything that happened before no longer matters as soon as that ball leaves the tee the first time. It is all about what you do right here, right now. And right now, Dan Orozco is going to make a completed pass to Michael Cashin, shorten up this field a little bit.
Yeah, Orozco making really good decisions on these short throws. Finding open guys, finding guys in one-on-one coverage.
Now 2nd and 3 from the Bandits 16-yard line. He's going to go wide for Nelson. Nelson will have the first down. The Dusters knocking on the door once again.
That is such a difficult throw. And let me explain to you why. So when you're floating the ball over that direction, you've got such a high margin it's such a wide margin for error. Because if you float it too far, it's out of bounds.
And there is career sack number 1 for Austin Cross.
Wow, you love to see it. You love to see it. Just as we're talking about, these guys need to step up and be a bit more of a run-stopping presence. They find their way in on a passing down. Love to see that.
Back them up about 4 yards. 2nd and 14 from the Bandits 15. Orozco under center has a short drop, pop and throw for Paul Johnson. Johnson looks outside, tries to put a little misdirection on it. Hesitates just enough for a couple yards, and Walton makes the tackle.
Yeah, sometimes all you got to do is make them think for that extra couple yards. You just got to make them think for a moment that you're going to break their ankles.
3rd down and 6. The line to gain for the Dusters is the 1. A deep drop back from Orozco. Orozco dials up, makes the connection for Warner, and Warner is stopped.
Yeah, that's strong defense there from Pecos River. Covering a lot of the crossing routes really well, setting back and making Orozco make a tough decision.
And now Lonnie Merritt going to have to make a chip shot field goal from an awkward angle to bring this game within 1 point, and he will do it. 42-41, Pecos River, 3 minutes 53 to go in the game.
This is going to be a really important drive for Pecos River to manage the clock. Being in the position that they're in a 1-point game, with the ball with less than 4 minutes, you know, some people will talk about a 4-minute drill, and then the 2-minute drill comes later. It's all sort of in the mindset of we want to control, we want to have a nice steady pace to the offense. We want to take opportunities away from the Dusters to get the ball back. We want them to have the ball with as little time left as possible.
Do not give them a chance to throw a counterpunch. The Bandits will start this drive on their own 30, and we will see how they do the clock management here, trying to maintain this squeak of a lead. Berth out of the shotgun, drops back, throws short off the hands of Kuzensky and incomplete.
Yeah, that's that same sort of difficult throw that Orozco just made on the other side. You underthrow it, it's intercepted. You overthrow it, it's incomplete.
Single backfield, 2nd and 10. Firth back from center, shifts, looks for options, steps up, and he is not going to get away from the pressure. Maybe a rookie mistake as Andrew Boutel picks up the sack.
Yeah, one of the other twins in this matchup of the Boutel variety gets in, obviously in a situation where a bit of awareness loss from Firth there. Didn't see how deep the tackle was in protection there.
3rd down and about a mile now for the Bandits. Play action from Firth. Pressure coming. Gets the throw away and will complete to Nathan Warner, the backup tight end. And it will be a possibly dangerous 3-and-out for the Bandits on their own 31.
This is one of those times where you can't really afford a 3-and-out. You got to at least pin them deep with this punt here.
The kick is away. And it will be returnable by Charles Valenzuela. Puts the shoulder to him. About a yard shy of midfield is where he'll finally come down. And the Dusters have the chance. They have the chance.
Yeah, we've seen a few quality returns from Valenzuela today, and that's another one there. And a crucial moment.
They'll start on the 49. It'll be a handoff for Kevin Mills. Mills with a blast upfield. Turns aside Luther Dillon, and he'll pick up about 8 or 9. John Lynn on the tackle.
It's almost as though you blink and he's 8 yards downfield. That's the sort of burst we're talking.
Ballistic acceleration
really
at the
impressive.
2-minute warning. 2nd and 1 for the Dusters. Orozco from under center, drops back, looks for options, throws outside, completes for Michael Cashin. Cashin spins free across the 35 and is down at the 32, maybe the 31. First down, Aeterna.
Yeah, third string wide receiver Michael Cashin showing some of that utility, being available for the screen. I like that Mills was able to get out in front there and set a nice block, generated an extra 4 or 5 yards.
That has been a theme I've seen in this game with the Dusters. Unselfish all the way around, and now they'll go up tempo. The pancake block frees Kevin Mills, and he's inside the 20.
Yeah, working Mills outside the tackles into this open space has proven effective time and time again for the Dusters offense today.
And get a load of the pancake block on Luther Dillon by Ralph Warner to free Mills up for that play.
Yeah, great blocking downfield.
Up-tempo offense. Orozco shifts in the pocket, looks for Mills, incomplete. Can't quite tell if somebody got a piece of that ball.
Yeah, Mills turns to the inside here to try to make, or turns to the outside to try to make that catch, and he might have been better served trying to shield it on its way in. That difficult one-on-one catch to make.
Very difficult. 2nd and 10. Dusters on the Bandits' 18-yard line. They'll go out of the eye. It'll be a handoff north-south for Mills. Mills with the elusiveness to move forward.
And, you know, keeping the ball on the ground is keeping the clock moving at this point. This is exactly what the Dusters want. Run that ball inside the red zone, force the timeouts.
And they will take a timeout here. Dusters may be looking to go for the jugular. They'll get the handoff to Mills, and he is stopped. John Lynn. No, that's Bruce DeCamp. My apologies.
Wow. Yeah, DeCamp finds his way in on a crucial moment and makes a really nice tackle going low, finding the ankles of Mills there.
4th and inches. Dusters looking to put a field goal up. This will put them up by, I believe, 4 points. Kick is on the way. It's up by 2. My mistake. I can't do math. It's a 2-point lead for the Dusters with 61 seconds to go in the game.
But yeah, look, for what it's worth, there's been a lot more addition to the scores than we anticipated before we started. Yeah.
I was not told there would be math.
Now let's see. Now this is a moment for this Pecos River team where you can define what your season's going to look like.
This is.
Are you going to be the team that runs down the field and scores in a minute? Or are you going to be the team that comes short? Oh, my goodness.
They're going to get a good opportunity to do it. Alton Hawk may be.
Oh, my goodness.
Pecos River with the knockout punch.
Wow, 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 wow. It's special teams. It's special teams again. Oh, my goodness.
And
We're
going for two. Going for 2. Trying to make this a 6-point game. Kuzensky will get it.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
And now the Dusters trail by 6 with not a whole lot of time left to go. The 87-yard kickoff return from Alton Hawk. Superhero stuff. And the Dusters with a single timeout and 47 seconds on the clock.
My goodness.
1st and 10 on the Dusters' own 33. Orozco dials up. He'll get to Mills at about the 35. Clock continues to tick. And they will not call the timeout. They're going to go hurry up offense, will the Dusters. 32 seconds to go. A drop back from Orozco. Dials up for Charles Jacox, and Jacox keeps the ball moving forward.
An important first down there. They had to get closer to the midfield stripe.
Dusters showing a little up-tempo. They are not going to give this game up without a fight. And the Dusters will call their final timeout. 26 seconds to go. On their own 48-yard line, Orozco drops back from center, looks for options, throws under pressure, completes the Michael Cashin, and he's just short.
Cashin needed to get out of bounds there. It's great tackling by the Pecos River defense to keep him in bounds.
Absolutely.
That'll keep that clock running.
Yep, they're going to have to pick up the pace here. 10 seconds to go. Kevin Mills with a burst up the middle, and he'll have a first down. The Dusters knocking on the door. They're not giving this one up easy.
Yeah, strong running again here from Mills. The pitch play to the outside has gotten him a lot of space to work.
Clock running down. No time left. Orozco looking for options. Dials up deep. Deflected aside. 2 seconds to go.
One more shot at the end zone here.
One more shot, and the Dusters are probably, no probably about it, they are going to have to go for broke from the Bandits' 37-yard line. I formation, two wideouts to each, one wideout to each side. Orozco with a deep drop back, holds in the pocket, no time to throw!
Oh my goodness, what a play. Fought through double team.
And guess who picks up the sack? It's James Cross, icing it for Pecos River.
Caught in the crossfire. Unbelievable. And you know, right in those moments where you need those players to step up and show themselves, there they are. Pecos River, a very impressive win here.
An absolute offensive shootout ends with Pecos River on top